Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome back to another StarCraft video. Now today it is finally time for another viewer match. So what I got for you today is a viewer submitted game of Gold League Terran versus Terran. Spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of Port Alexander LE. And playing with the blue Terran SCVs, we have none other than Duke. Is that General Duke? I'm not entirely sure. And his opponent making a proposition already, asking, what did he say? Thor versus Thor? Not entirely sure what that means. We'll find out, I'm sure, in just a little bit. His opponent spawning here in the opposite corner of the map and playing with the red Terran SCVs. We each only build Thors. We are currently looking in the main base of Skyer? I think I'm gonna go with Skyer. I'm not sure. That looks like the Dutch word for like a person who's skiing, but wait, did he just agree? Okay, good. So, yeah, immediately Duke does decide to start off the double gases, and so does his opponent. So, we have a little bit of Gold League action. And apparently, both of them have decided that they're gonna make only Thors. Now, Thors are very good. They are a little bit changed, obviously, in the new multiplayer balance patch. They're really good at killing each other right now as well, so I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna play out. They used to have one more armor, but nowadays they're basically a giant that's better at killing other giants, so usually they're used for, like, killing brute lords and carriers and those kind of units, but apparently in this game, they're going to be used at killing the opposing player's Thors as well. Now, if you have an awesome game of StarCraft that you would like me to go ahead and cast, Medivacs too. Okay, so I think they're gonna go Thors and Medivacs. I think Medivacs would make sense, so they can get at least a little bit of mobility, right? I mean, I guess Duke still has to process this. I mean, he's busy making an expansion. Yeah! He writes in all caps. Okay, good. So Medivacs and Thors, but you know, most just Thors for damage, and I guess SCVs. But anyways, if you have an awesome game yourself as well that you would like me to cast in the future, and you would like me to post it on this YouTube channel, you can go ahead and submit the replays to replays@LowkoTV. Now, please note, we get a whole lot of replays. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. The vast majority of games are not necessarily the most exciting. I mean, for example, right? Like I would say probably half the games we get, or maybe even more so than half. They're mostly people just sitting back for like 20 minutes, and then you know eventually they move out, and there's one nuke, and it's titled "Most Epic Replay of All Time." It would be nice. It would be nice if every single game is as epic as some of the ones that I've already casted. Like, for example, the Crescent Moon Cannon Rush. That one was excellent. For those of you that haven't seen that game, I'll post a link to it down below. But anyways, this is a game that has been selected by Motlesses, who's been helping me watch all of those games. Or as a matter of fact, he's been the one that watches all of the replays, and he's then only selected the best ones for me to go ahead and cast. So this one has indeed gone through the filters of all of the games that have been submitted. But here we go. Both players, since this is obviously going to be a little bit of a slower start, right? Since they can only make Thors, both players are finally now they're now going to be able to get up towards the factory with the tech lab, and then obviously also the armory. And that's the requirement, of course, for the Thors. Duke, I think, just found this out. He already got the factory with a tech lab on it. He's building more and more tech labs right here. He's actually got the third one just about to join the two that were already there. But I guess he only just now found out that he needs to get these armories out as well in order to properly start producing some of those units. Now, Thors with... Okay, so Thors are kind of curious, right? Thors, when they are in Medivacs, they can deal a stupid amount of damage. If you actually micro them correctly, I'm pretty sure you can prevent your opposing player's Thors from really dealing any kind of damage. But obviously, they also have two attack modes. They've got the high impact mode, as well as just like the splash damage mode. And it really depends on the kind of play you want to go for, which of the two you should be picking. Although I think high impact is going to be the correct one of choice here for both players. Now, Thors are also very, very gas heavy, so both of these players are indeed going to need to take the gases in the natural, at least relatively early. Although they definitely are going to need some more SCVs as well. Obviously, another dynamic that we have to keep in mind, as one of the machines is already making its way across. One other thing we also have to keep in mind is that they can be repaired. So SCVs are definitely going to be part of the game right here as well. All right, we'll see where this one is going to settle. Duke, ouch. This always hurts, okay? One SCV apparently is now going to be forced to sleep on the job until the medevacs are out or until he decides to lift it. But here we go. First Thor made its way across the map. It's going to shoot away at the scouting barracks, but it's going to try and see primarily if it can deal any damage whatsoever. And here we go. The player in red made its way across the map, and it's gonna start dealing a little bit of damage. There we go. Today I learned that apparently Thors do one-shot workers. He's got to be careful though. Oh my... Duke, you had one task with that Thor, and that was to attack move it. That was... Okay, I guess it had a rally point right over there. Well, the Thor right now, though, it's going to pick up 6 kills already. Apparently, it is feeling brave. It's going to start dealing some damage to the much-needed gas guys here as well of Duke. And now apparently that means that the SCVs as well as the mule that can't even attack are pulled off the line. This is... Okay, well, unless it's going to start attacking the command center, this was going to be an easy kill here for the Thor, but of course... It did not quite happen. You guys think we need, like, the immortality protocol? You know the immortality protocol from co-op? And I think it's in the campaign as well, where you can basically, like, repair up a damaged siege tank. You think we need that for Thors in multiplayer? That'd be very interesting, right? I'd love, by the way, let me just point that out, right? This seems to be like just a normal ladder game. I love that both players so far are keeping their end of the bargain. Right? They're not actually switching into anything else, just Thors, and I guess an engineering way right now, but that's likely going to be primarily here for just Thors and medevacs. But I think that's mostly just for like the missile turrets and whatnot. Now, Skier, yeah, he really does need to get himself some additional gas. Look at the amount of gas here that both players have, right? In general, you need a lot of gas in order to make a lot of Thors. I'm not entirely sure how many Thors they're going to be able to create. Apparently a couple, yeah, I like this. A couple SCVs are now making their way towards the bottom left-hand corner. Just put down those bases everywhere, right? If there's one thing that Thors don't really have, it's mobility, right? With the medevacs, they do become a little bit more mobile, but they're still not the fastest unit, and they still usually are relatively slow in general, even with the medevacs picking them up. And there you go. Dropping them off once again as well. I always kind of wish they would do this for every single, like, big thing in StarCraft 2. You know how, like, if you load up a Colossus inside of a War Prism, it doesn't, like, dangle its feet out of the... That would be sick, right? I would love that. Say you pick up an Ultralisk and it just, like, pokes, out of the bottom of the over... That'd be sick. That'd be really cool, but sadly, it's only the case right here for medevacs. Picking up those Thors, but the second one will be picked up right now as well. But in the meantime, Duke did decide to set some of those Thors to their high impact mode, and they are now on the other side of the map. Let's see what Skier is gonna do. Not using the army hotkey, which I like. A third Thor is just gonna be joining the battle right here as well. But look at the amount of damage on the high impact mode, though. It's way stronger still. We have all of those SCVs dealing. Well, do you have to repair? You do have to. Oh my! No, Skier! Oh. Oh my! Are you kidding? Those SCVs had one job, and that was repairing. And they literally just stood there. Couple of missile turrets right now, though. In the main base here of the red Terran player, they're gonna be forcing those medevacs to go back home as well. The Thor, well, no, it doesn't look very damaged, but it is almost dead. It is gonna return back, and that means that he's gonna be able to start mining some more resources, but obviously also repairing this Thor back up to full hit points with the SCV, which is, I guess, what Skier tried to do. So obviously, right, in case you're unfamiliar, if you select a bunch of SCVs and you right-click the repair icon, they will actually repair whatever is in low hit points in nearby proximity. So it's actually really important you do so. Otherwise, they will basically just repair the thing you're trying to repair up to full hit points once. And then once it is at full hit points, they will basically start idling. Like, for example, this SCV right here. That one's got a bit of a lunch break. But you can basically set a bunch of SCVs to auto-repair. Just simply select them and then right-click the repair icon. And that way, it should start automatically repairing whenever there is something damaged nearby. Now, I do really like the production here of Duke, though. I mean, Skier does get himself a couple of additional command centers, and he's now realized, hey, wait a second, I need a lot of gas. He's finally now also got the gases back up in the natural, although those are not actually saturated yet, but he is getting himself a lot of gas from the expansions that he built a little while ago, and that's actually going to really allow him to ramp up that production as well. Duke already, though, He's been making a lot of those machines for a little while. I really wonder what's better in this case, right? High impact mode should be vastly superior. I mean, this is more like the anti-air mode that deals a bunch of splash damage, but the splash damage is not going to be very relevant when it comes to Thor versus Thor battles. Still, apparently he really wants to kill the barracks, prevent his opponent from building, I guess, additional factories, although it shouldn't really make that big of a difference. It's gonna reduce some of the scouting information right here as well. In the meantime, though, Skier did get himself a couple of Thors out as well, right? He's still trying to produce a couple here at once, but his resource count, even though he's got a lot of bases, it's going up really quickly. He built 2 additional command centers, but no additional production right now, and that's really gonna bite him in the butt if he does not add on some additional factories, because right now, I think the barracks did get destroyed for our player in red, so he's gonna have to make another one before he can start queuing up additional Thors here as well. Duke, though, still gonna try and continue building up more and more of those upgrades. Upgrades are gonna be nice, although they're likely not gonna be too important, since, you know, both of these players will have armies that shoot very slowly, and in general that means that upgrades are just simply not gonna be as effective. But here we go. The scans are being utilized. The medevacs are flying to their deaths. There you go. See? Really making use of those medevacs. But the Thors, oh my god. Oh, they're hurting so much in the back though. They're just stumbling forward, desperately trying to get the best engagement they can. But sometimes StarCraft 2 is just simply a numbers game, right? Duke moves up the ramp. The SCVs finally are going to be able to repair, but at this point, the player in blue just simply has so many Thors out, they can damage the opposing Thors very easily. And still, a lot of those SCVs, man, they're not repairing properly whatsoever. Even though Skier could see that all of those units are coming up, he's now producing 2 barracks here. Hey, Skier, don't you dare start making Marines, okay? That's not part of the deal, but he is gonna try and produce some additional factory units right here as well. And I guess he may decide, yeah, to get some additional production here in the bottom left-hand corner. The Thors of Duke are gonna try and see if they can completely demolish the natural. And so far, they've done an excellent job at exactly that. The depots will be lifted, achieving not that much, but more and more reinforcing Thors right now are coming up as well. Skier, you're gonna rally the man. Okay, there you go. He is gonna re-rally at that point. Get the Thors to safety. The SCV, oh my god, the SCVs are pulled off the line, but look at the amount of damage that they're going to be able to do. That Tordo in the back is getting a lot of repairs. It is not really able to fight right now. Man, Duke is killing so many of those workers, though. Look at that. Almost 40 SCVs going down in just like a blink of an eye. And even though the majority of the Thors had, oh my, is he actually going to defend? He should not be able to defend here, right? Like, the numbers were just not in his favor. And Duke is going to be able to come out of this victoriously here for the time being. So I think the main of Skier is likely gonna be completely obliterated. Couple more medevacs also having a death wish. They're gonna just simply fly forward. There you go. Man, those medevacs really did not achieve very much in this game. But they're gonna fly forward, and they will be able to, I guess, pick up those Thors to get them out of there in just a little bit. But the main base of Skier is most definitely being defeated. However, in the meantime, in the bottom left-hand corner, Skier is desperately trying to construct another armory. As soon as that one finishes, well, actually, he already has an armory. He's still alive in the main base. He's going to be able to continue that Thor production right now as well. Duke, though, playing this a little bit slower, instead decides to just simply expand close by. So he's got himself 6 gases right now, harvesting all of those resources, and he really does need the additional gas at this point. Skier, as far as the supply count goes, has been absolutely demolished so far. He's not really been producing that many units here either. I mean, he is getting 3 of them at once right now. I think he should have probably had that 3rd one a little while ago. I almost feel like he should build like an engineering bay and maybe build like a planetary fortress, right? If his opponent defeats the planetary, obviously that's going to be nice. But oftentimes, I've seen a lot of Gold League players, let me just put it like this. I've seen a lot of Gold League players committing to attacking a planetary fortress, and let's just say that the end result is not that amazing. It's, you know, not the most amazing thing in the world. Now, Skier did lift up all of his buildings, right? And I wonder if Duke at this point is going to be a little bit triggered. You know, he's like, am I back in Bronze League? Am I in Silver League once again, where people lift up all of their buildings and just put them in the corner of the map and I'm forced to go air? Well, so far, he's just gonna commit to more and more of that production. But Skier finally is now showing that indeed he does still have another mining base. The couple Thors here are gonna target fire down the orbital, and it will be picked up in just a matter of seconds. It's always surprising to me how much damage these units deal, right? That's still 3 attack upgrades, actually, for our player in red. Still, though, StarCraft 2, mostly just a numbers game when it comes to Thors fighting Thors. Unless there's a lot of these SCVs. Are they gonna repair? Are they gonna be... There you go. They are gonna repair, and that should make it a whole lot harder here for Skier to continue engaging here as well. The Thors, though, in the meantime, on the other side of the map, all in high impact mode. They're gonna just simply idle for a little while. Check out what everything's doing, right? All of them are on a bit of a lunch break. It's important, right? You need to get some lunch breaks from time to time. Everyone needs a break sometime, but there we go. More Thors are gonna join the battle, and they're gonna start moving toward where Duke expects his opponent to be located. And actually, he already knows about the fact that there is indeed a command center here in the bottom left-hand corner. He will find out about the fact that there are more Thors here as well. But Skier, sometimes, man, there's just simply way too much. The SCVs are desperately trying to repair as much as they can, but look at the amount of damage. Skier says, haha, with a little slash right there, or like a, I don't even know. Why is he, okay, he just really likes that character, okay? He's just a big fan of the backward slash or the forward, I don't know. But regardless, SC2, man, even with repairs, it can sometimes just be a numbers game. And Duke is the one who obtains the victory in this Gold League Terran versus Terran. Unless with a really twisted turn of events, okay? No, okay. I was gonna say, if somehow, some way Skier manages to get into this, once again, that would be ridiculous. But no, indeed, Duke is gonna be the one who obtains the victory. Now, if you got an awesome game of StarCraft 2 that you played recently yourself as well, go ahead and submit it to replays at LowkoTV, and maybe I will be casting your game here in the future. But for now, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you once again in the next one.